Hello, this is your average Joe, and today I want to talk to you about the misconception that MGTOW hate women. And this video is not exactly for MGTOW. This is to be used and shared by MGTOW to those who have said that under any pretenses that they hate women, they despise women, they're doing this out of a negative view of women, or that this is a paranoia of women in the Me Too era, and that this is an overreaction and you should not be doing this. So the first thing I want to get to is you misunderstand MGTOW. MGTOW is not anti-feminism. Anti-feminism is the concept of a direct fight with feminism. MGTOW is just simply a man choosing what he does in his life and going through with it. However, we do offer some advice, and we very much focus on a particular issue in men's lives because this is the root of nearly every problem a man will face. And that is his interactions with women. And what I mean by this is every single thing in our lives was, until very recently, or until we chose our own path, dependent upon women. It was dependent upon getting your validation. It was dependent upon getting your attention. It was dependent on keeping your attention, keeping your interest, keeping your needs met, or ensuring that we were fulfilling our role as men and taking care of you and your things and your wants, your desires, your dreams, your health, you name it, we were required to provide for it. Now, MGTOW is a man, instead of placing validation in other people, instead of seeking this inherent validation from others, society, politics, or even the finances that he makes, it's just internal validation. I validate myself, therefore I choose my own path. I decide where I want to go, and if you'd like to come along, that's fantastic. If not, well, there's the door. I'm not bothered either way. But we offer advice to men when it comes to dating and relationships because it is the most lethal thing a man can do right now. And what I mean by that is to be in a relationship right now in a modern time, this is as self-destructive as you can get. I mean, before possibly becoming a full-blown alcoholic, a full-blown borderline individual, doing a actual hard drug that will completely irrevocably damage your body, or even suicide. And yes, suicide largely occurs because of interactions between men and women. The man typically feeling as if he failed in that interaction, or that because he is not loved by a woman, therefore his existence is meaningless. I speak from experience. Now, the reason why men don't hate women. MGTOW men do not hate women. These men going their own way do not hate women. I'm repeating this over and over again because I want to get to the point of it. It's out of love that we do this. Because this is the only way that we can actually love and validate ourselves, is because we actually never, ever have been told to put ourselves first. We've never been told to take care of ourselves first. We've never been told to provide for ourselves first, or to empower ourselves or make ourselves the best men we could possibly be. Not for attracting women, not for getting a position of power, not because it is a societal duty, but entirely out of the man's individual motivation and validation. I validate myself, therefore I am motivated. I motivate myself, therefore I am validated. I need only myself, and everyone else is along for the ride. And I choose the path I walk. My path does not look like your path, and my path will possibly never even cross paths with yours. That is what it means to be MGTOW. Now, the reason why we practice the monk mode, as it's been dubbed, not dating, not cohabitating, not even really talking anymore, and not getting married to women, is because every single law that is currently in place in regards to marriage, relationships, cohabitation, and even interpersonal interactions is all extremely detrimental to men. Any one of those can ruin a man's life, and a combination thereof make it damn near impossible for a man to ever fully recover. And it will happen. The question is not if, the question is a matter of when. Now, of course, there are always exceptions to the rule. They are called statistical anomalies. They are negligible in this argument. You cannot use the happy people to say that this doesn't happen. Well, these people are happy, so, you're just making this up. Those people are statistically negligible and don't exist, according to statistics. And I will take my statistical ideas and my statistical ideologue on how dating and relationships work over you telling me to go out there and find the right one, because my statistics have always gotten me where I'm, gotten me the right choices in life, the right decisions in life, and kept me safe in comparison to overzealously pursuing something that I can't possibly have. And that is the understanding that MGTOW have, is that a relationship with a woman is not only just a toxic and detrimental thing to men largely now, it's also something a majority of us cannot have. It will not exist in our lives. Those few that have it, as I just stated, they are statistical anomalies. The rest of us get to play the game where we keep shuffling the deck and drawing cards, and no matter what we do, even if we cheat, even if we lie, we steal, we, barter, we plea, we pray, it doesn't matter. The deck will always remain stacked against us. And we would be better off playing a game of Russian roulette with a semi-automatic handgun, completely loaded, and ready to go. Step 1, take the safety off. Step 2, put the barrel to your head. Step 3, pull the trigger. Do you think you can win that game? If so, congratulations, you are now a Nawalt hunter. Nawalt is not all women are like that. As I just stated, that's statistically negligible. It doesn't exist statistically. So therefore, I cannot place any kind of rational hope or rational being, rational action, or rational thought into the concept of perhaps, maybe, with the same chances I have with being hit by lightning and then struck by a meteorite, finding the woman who will not ruin my life. That is why MGTOW men don't deal with women. Now, is this out of hatred? Absolutely not. For the few women that I have in my life, or had in my life per se, that I had feelings for, I still feel for them. I still care about the women that are in my life. And I still very much have certain feelings about certain things when it comes to dealing with women. That attraction has not disappeared. However, I understand that is all it is. It's attraction. And it's not her that I'm actually in love with. It's the concept of being in love with her. That is the concept that I'm in love with. Because she will never love me in the same way that I love her, and she won't view me in the same way that I view her. Because I was raised to look at getting a girl as the best prize you can possibly get, while these girls were raised to look at men as disposable utilities, and that you can always do better. And that if he's not giving you his everything, he's not good enough for you. So it's not out of hatred or even dislike that I choose my own path and I choose not to deal with women. It's out of the understanding that my love is not the same as hers, my care is not the same as hers, and that I will never get that requited love that I put into the relationship back out of it. And that to use a statistical analysis of this, a clear cost-benefit analysis, in the age of Me Too, even so much as hooking up with a girl is not worth it, let alone the ever-rising epidemic of STIs and, honestly, the also rising epidemic of girls that, in an attempt to get a man to have to pay for her for the rest of their lives, or at least for the next 18 years, women purposely tampering with condoms in order to have unwanted children. If you think I'm lying, you might want to look up the statistics on that, because yes, they have been rising. The STIs have been rising as well, and many of them are now becoming unresponsive to antibiotics in medicine, meaning many of previously curable STDs and STIs are now becoming uncurable. Furthermore, with the laws stacked very clearly against men, with absolutely no possible way of having any kind of real access to a fair and absolutely truthful court hearing when it comes to divorces or cohabitation hearings, as the family court and divorce court is very heavily weighted against men. In most areas, not all of them, but most of them. If it's the majority, it's still the problem. And sitting here and saying that, well, not all of them are like that, is not admitting that you're right. It is an admission that there's a huge problem, but you're trying to downplay it because, well, not all of it is like that. Men still largely are uncared for when we have our issues. Men largely are still attacked for masculinity. Men largely will not have help when it comes to psychological issues because who are we supposed to go to? The American Psychological Association made it very clear that there's a number of psychologists out there that want nothing more than to destroy us because masculinity is toxic and harmful for everyone involved. And this is in their own words. But again, what does this have to do with MGTOW men not liking women or hating women or being paranoid about women? It's not paranoia, it's not hatred, it's not even displeasure. It's just the understanding that I can't win if I get involved with you, so I won't. And if that makes you unhappy, if that makes you uncomfortable, or if that makes you just want to, punch me in the face, you're looking at the wrong person. I'm not the one responsible for this. I was just raised in the society that let this happen. And if you should be mad at someone, if you're a girl, if you're a woman who is busting her ass, doing everything she's supposed to do, and really actually putting the effort in, and you've made yourself an absolute good person, and now you're wondering why there are no men out there that even want to even so much as talk to you, I want you to look at all of these feminist women, all of these liberal women, all of these empowered women. You should thank them for what they've done to you, because now your life will be negatively affected for the rest of your life, and you will largely be, statistically at least speaking, your chances of finding a man who will actually settle with you, a man who will actually marry you, and a man that will actually stay with you are very low. Because he's going to look at you and he's not seeing someone that can bring something joyous to his life or something that's wonderful to his life. He will look at you, red pill or blue pill at this point, because even blue pill men have come out and said some things that are interestingly red pilled. They will look at you as a risk assessment, not a prize. Because that's what women have become to men. Risks. So no, I don't hate women. I'm not paranoid of women. I do not fear women, and I do not even dislike women. I just understand that we live in a very gynocentric society that will do everything in its power to destroy me if I let it. So I'm not going to let it. I'm going to focus my time, my energy, my money, and my property on what it is I want to do and the life path I choose to be a part of. And besides, what man wants to give up his freedom, his hobbies, and his life for someone who will never be completely grateful to him for doing so? You can go ahead and say that all you want, but we all know at some point you're going to nag him. You're going to make him feel bad because he's doing something he enjoys. And that is another reason why men will not deal with women. I'd like to hear your thoughts below. Please comment, and if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. I'm always looking forward to hearing feedback, positive or negative. So, if you went ahead and shared this video to someone and they listened to it through its entirety, I want to thank both of you for going ahead and giving this a listen, as well as possibly commenting and leaving me some kind of feedback. So, at any point, I would really enjoy to discuss, the positives or the negatives of this. And if there's someone that vehemently disagrees with me and they actually have a cohesive argument that's not something about feminism or patriarchy, I'd love to hear it. But understand this, I don't hate you, I don't fear you, and I'm not paranoid of you. It's out of care that I choose not to deal with you. Because it takes two to tango, and if you're dancing on the floor by yourself,